April 24th, 1915. Ottoman authorities arrest and deport hundreds of Armenian individuals from Constantinople, marking the beginning of the Armenian Genocide. In following years, de facto leader Talat Pasha ordered up to 1.2 million Armenians on death marches to the Syrian desert. Escorted by the military, they were deprived of basic human necessities and subjugated to horrible abuses. It's estimated that 600,000 to 1.5 million Armenians died, an atrocity still denied by the Turkish government. Made up completely of Armenian Americans, this history would become one of the driving forces behind System of a Down's songwriting. System of a Down, or SOD, is an Armenian-American metal band formed in 1994 in Glendale, California. Over the years, they've used their music to address issues like human rights, war, social injustices, etc., advocating for change and questioning norms. Made up of vocalist Serge Tankian, guitarist and background vocalist Darren Malakian, bassist Shavo Odajian, and drummer John Dalmayan, they went on to make 5 critically and commercially successful albums from 1998 to 2005, selling over 12 million units worldwide and still touring to this day. I discovered System of a Down just last year, and they quickly became one of my favorite bands. In this video, I'll be exploring their early years, specifically the demo tapes from 1995 to 1997, and the raw recordings that predate their self-titled 1998 album. For consistency's sake, I'll only be covering the rare tracks which never got an official release in this video, saving the songs that reappeared on albums or as B-sides for later on in this series. Because of the nature of this video, I've left timestamps in the description so you can skip to any song or demo you want at any time. Finally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my Twitter if you enjoy this video. I put a ton of work into it. Anyway, without further ado, let's dive into System of a Down's demo tapes. Despite attending the same Armenian school as kids, Serge Tankian and Darren Malakian didn't meet until 1992, when they both happened to be working on separate projects at the same recording studio. There, they formed the band Soil, Serge on vocals and keyboard, Darren on vocals and lead guitar, Dave Hakopian on bass, Domingo Lariano on drums, and Shavo Odajian as manager. After just one show and jam session, the band split up in 1994. Whether any music or demo tapes are ever recorded remains unknown. Later that year, Tankian, Malakian, and Odajian regrouped, forming a new band called Victims of a Down, named after a poem written by Malakian. They soon renamed it The System of a Down, aiming for a wider audience, and as a bonus, to sit closer alphabetically to the band's Slayer. Odajian switched to bass guitar, and drummer Antronic Andy Kachaturian would be recruited. In 1995, System of a Down recorded what fans now call the Untitled 1995 demo tape. The tape is believed to have been leaked around the Toxicity 2 demos back in 2002. Exactly how it got out, though, remains a mystery. It's the band's first known material, featuring only 4 songs and running just over 10 minutes. Highlights include Bacon, an early demo version of Mr. Jack, which would later appear on their 2002 album, Steal This Album, becoming a fan favorite, its outro, and Metro, a cover of the Berlin song which later appeared on the Toxicity single. I'll cover these in a later video. Flake is the third song from the Untitled demo tape, and the only one to have never been officially released later on. Fans often incorrectly call it Toast. According to former drummer Antronic, in a comment under a re-upload of the song to YouTube, Flake was originally written as a tail end to Bacon, also confirming its name. It's raw and unfinished, with punchy bass and Serge experimenting with screamed vocals. It feels kind of like the outro of Sugar, mixed with the dark tone of Mind, and a slower take on the aggressive riffs of Storaged. Because it was never performed live, the song has a very obscure status even among hardcore fans. It's one of those rare tracks that only the most dedicated fans have really heard. After the rough, experimental sound of the Untitled demo, the band wasted absolutely no time, and by the end of the year, they'd finished their first official release, Demo Tape 1. System of a Down released their first official demo tape in late 1995. It consists of 4 tracks: Sugar, Sweet Pea, Damn, and Pluck, 3 of which reappeared on their 1998 self-titled album. In a 2020 podcast, Chavo revealed that the person on the cover is named Evan, a friend from high school who he later learned was schizophrenic. Evan agreed to be tied up by Chavo for the photo shoot, but then he was pushed to the floor. While he struggled to get up, Chavo took this very flattering picture of him. Poor fucking guy. Damn is the third song on Demo Tape 1 and has never been officially released. Even by Sode's standards, Damn has a haunting, tense tone, almost ripped straight from a horror movie. Its unnerving lo-fi vocals and repetitive guitar riffs showcase the band's early unpredictability and experimental approach, almost like a darker take on Spiders. Despite its obscurity, it's definitely worth a listen, especially the beautiful live versions.
Damn you. Stay away from me. I got a disease.
For such a rare track, it's been performed live. Am I reading this shit correctly? 61 times? Holy shit. Us Stealing Society fans just keep losing. Following the small underground buzz from their first tape, System of a Down continued to evolve fast, and within just a few months, their next release had already come. System of a Down's second demo tape is estimated to have been released on May 12, 1996, although no one knows the exact date. Clocking in at just under 9 minutes, it features the songs Soil, Honey, and Temper. Of these, only Soil would later appear on their 1998 debut album. Honey and Temper were allegedly also meant to appear on the album, but were scrapped for unknown reasons. There's even a long-running rumor that these 2 songs were re-recorded during the Mesmerize/Hypnotize sessions in 2004, though that's never been confirmed. Unlike Demo Tape 1, the identity of the person on the cover, in all his compromised glory, remains a mystery. Dude probably had it even worse than Evan. Honey is the first track from Demo Tape 2, and was ultimately scrapped from self-titled. The lyrics are an early example of Sode's cryptic, symbolic, and sometimes outright goofy lyricism. As of now, Honey has been played live 33 times, the last performance being in 2017. It's often theorized that its exclusion from the debut album may have been to avoid thematic or tonal overlap with Sugar. It's a real shame though, because it's genuinely a pretty good song, and a polished studio version would have fit right in on self-titled in my opinion, or at least on Steel itself. Unfortunately, not much is known about the song's background, so that's about all I've got. Take a listen.
Run, run, run away to a land of horror where the hills are green and the water is gray. Real and with passion, seen in women, then start to make a life that it's possible. Got it! No longer the man, no man down.
Temper is the third and final track from Demo Tape 2, and like Honey, it was scrapped from self-titled. The song alternates between slower, melodic sections, reminiscent of Psycho from Toxicity, and fast, aggressive choruses similar to the preceding track Soil. It's an early showcase of Serj Tankian's signature vocal delivery and politically charged lyricism, tackling themes of war and government hypocrisy. Some fans believe that it was excluded from the album because of the line, "The government here can suck my balls," which could have been seen as controversial. But honestly, knowing this band, I really doubt it. Oh, shame! Temper has been played live a total of 20 times, with the last performance being in 2015.
There's nothing. Spend more money on a warrior. People starving turn to horse.
By the end of the year, System of a Down had grown into a serious live act in the LA scene, performing regularly. With that momentum, they entered the studio once again, producing their third demo tape. System of a Down's third demo tape was recorded sometime in late 1996 and was re-released in early 1997. The original version ran about 12 minutes, featuring the songs No, War, People, and Ginger. Ginger was later removed on the second version of the tape, cutting the runtime down to around 9 minutes. Like the earlier demos, several of the songs on here would be reworked for their debut album, namely No, War, and People, showing how quickly the band's signature sound was coming along. This period marked the first and only lineup change. After 3 years with the band, drummer Ontronic was forced to leave following a martial arts accident that broke nearly every bone in his hand. Not long after, John Dolmayan joined the group as a replacement drummer, solidifying the lineup we know today. Ginger is often referred to as the missing song by fans. It was the fourth and final track on the original version of Demo Tape 3, and remains one of the most obscure recordings in System of a Down's entire catalog. Cut from the second version of the tape due to unknown reasons, it has no live performance and no official confirmation of its meaning, almost acting like the musical ghost of their discography. The only circulating recording is very low quality, and most of the lyrics are up to interpretation. On a side note, I found the entry for this on the Sode Wiki really funny. The writer just fucking gave up halfway trying to decipher the lyrics and left them as question marks. Other than that, very little else is known about Ginger, and the reason for its removal is completely lost to time. After 2 years of relentless gigs and self-produced tapes, System of a Down were finally on the verge of breaking through. Their fourth and final demo wasn't just another underground shoddy tape, it was an album-sized portfolio. Demo Tape 4 marks the final entry in System of a Down's demo era, recorded in late 1997. Unlike the earlier tapes which were put into circulation, this one was made purely as a promotional release for record labels, the band's last push before being signed to American Recordings. It contains 13 tracks and clocks in at exactly 37 minutes and 37 seconds, making it the longest and most polished of all their demos. 7 of these songs were later re-recorded for their 1998 self-titled debut, whilst 4 others resurfaced later on, most notably 36, which didn't reappear until Steal This Album in 2002. That leaves just 2 songs exclusive to this tape, Friik and Blue. The recordings from this tape show how the band's sound was practically fully formed at this point, with many of the songs sounding very similar to their album counterparts, just a bit rawer and rougher around the edges. Friik is the 6th track from Demo Tape 4, and one of the only 2 songs that never made it past the demo stage. Its lyrics come from one of Serj Tankian's early poems, a creative approach which continued throughout his career. In his 2024 memoir, Down with the System, Serj mentions that one of his old friends, Dave Hakopian, had a band named Friik, which is likely what the song is titled after. Friik has only been played live twice, and frankly, I'm really disappointed that this song never was officially released, because it's definitely my favorite of the demo era. The song really captures that early System of a Down energy with its sound, goofy lyrics, and shifting tempos, and I think it would fit really well tonally on Steal This Album. How do you pronounce the title anyway? Is it like Freak? Fuck? Frick? I don't even know. Blue is the 9th track from the tape, and like Friik, it was also inspired by one of Serge's poems. Unlike any other demo song, this one is unique in that it resurfaced a decade later when it was re-recorded for his 2007 solo album, Elect the Dead, appearing as the opening track on the Special Edition's bonus disc. Compared to the later, acoustic, lush, and more melodic version from Elect the Dead, more reminiscent of Roulette from Steel's album, the demo is much rawer and has that signature heavy, self-titled energy, sounding almost like a mix between Mind and People, combined with the melodic tone of Spiders. Blue has also only ever been played live twice.
Wishing I let you go. I don't see nothing but pain and misery, 'cause you are the one for me. Why can't it all be true? Can I escape with my blue fallen reverie? Why can't it all be true? Why can't it all be true?
And with that, this wraps up System of a Down's demo era, the raw and chaotic precursor to one of the most unique discographies in metal history. These demos might sound rough, but they really capture the creativity, humor, and aggression that defined the band and made them one of the greatest of the 2000s. In the next part of the series, I'll be covering their self-titled debut album, and breaking down every song just like I did here. Be sure to check out the demo tapes for yourself, because they're a very interesting part of the band's history, and it's really cool to listen to the early versions of the songs we love. Until then, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my Twitter. And just a side note, I'm experimenting with different types of content, so don't be surprised if the next video is something completely unrelated.